Hi, my name is Kaylee Waller, and today I will be advocating for physical activity used as a punishment and behavior management to come to a stop. So, my purpose of the slideshow is physical activity is being used as a punishment and a type of behavior management. And my goal is for this inaccurate use of physical activity is to bring light to the effects of how the misuse of physical activity can create. And I will do this by informing adults about the alternatives for disciplining students in hopes that they can have their children have a healthy relationship with physical activity. So I'm going to show you a few examples of inappropriate uses of physical activity. The first one you can see right here is a child cannot participate in physical activities due to the incompletion of schoolwork or homework. So students may have to sit out from recess and complete their homework that they didn't finish at home, or they have to sit out of PE and finish their test. And then the next one is students must run laps and perform workouts from misbehavior such as tardies or interrupting. So for example, if you're on a team and you are tardy for some reason and the coach makes you go run 10 laps around the track, that would be an example. And then using physical activity as a punishment or a reward is both inappropriate. Even if it is a reward, we don't want our students to think they have to earn physical activity. So a few examples are no recess due to constant talking. You will stay in from PE since you didn't complete your homework. And since the class acted on their best behavior after talking too loud in the cafeteria, I will allow you to have your recess back. So the solution to this issue is alternatives to physical activity as punishment. A few ways to have a punishment that is an alternative to physical activity is if you allow your students to create and recognize their expectations and outcomes. If they're creating the rules, they're going to have questions along the way, allowing them to see the reason why they have these rules and avoid them altogether. Avoid breaking them. And then review of expectations and outcome results. I have a little picture example. Review can be verbal or it can be posters or any other type, whatever works best for the class. And then encouragement for students to reach goals and student expectations. If the teacher is showing that they want their child or their student to reach goals, they're going to try their best to do everything right. And then consistency and routine in regards to behavioral expectations. If you create an environment that is constantly the same, students are going to be more prone to keeping that regular routine and not going outside of what they're not supposed to do. And then recognizing students who follow the rules and expectations with healthy rewards. So rewards that do not connect to physical activity, but maybe like a desk pet or a ticket to sit with a friend at lunch, just healthy rewards. And then that kind of connects to giving positive feedback when students are following expectations. And then accountability and responsibility for students' behavior, and avoid giving attention to negative behaviors. So the next slide is my position. So number one, using physical activity as a punishment or behavior management forces the child to associate physical activity with a negative idea. For example, if they associate losing recess with physical activity, they're not going to want to participate in physical activity. If a team or a sport connects physical activity with losing, they're going to want to always avoid physical activity. And we don't want that. We want physical activity to encourage growth. And then number two for my position is having physically inclined punishments create an unhealthy relationship for the child towards movement. They're not going to want to be a part of a sport if they think they're going to be punished constantly with what they love. So that's going to create a very bad relationship and cause avoidance altogether. And then time could be spent helping the child with extra instruction or guidance to create a physical plan to punish the child. When a teacher or a coach spends time to create a specific plan to punish a child with physical activity, that's time that could be spent helping the child grow, learn, and properly have physical activity movement. And then for my data, I did a little bit of research, and out of 345 students, 311 students admitted to feeling that their coaches use exercise as punishment. And then with the same students, they asked the question whether or not they feel physical education teachers use exercise to punish and manage behavior. And 43% said that their coaches and teachers do use exercising as a behavior management. So altogether, this shows that 70% of the students have felt their teacher inappropriately uses physical activity. And then, so my end goal, you can see by the pictures, is my solution is to avoid improper use of physical activities. I hope to solve this issue by sharing alternate behavior management ideas to help children have a positive relationship with physical activity. And then my resources.